Hello, welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Lace, and today I'm going to show you this new concealer that I got, and I'm really excited about it. I was so incredibly influenced by another person on YouTube. She goes by Naked Wolf, I believe. Hello, editing Lace here. I am rewatching the video. And I mean to say the Pampered Wolf. Her handle is the Pampered Wolf, not Naked Wolf. And oh, there's my dog. Sorry. And so I was like, where did I get Naked Wolf from? Right? So I Googled it and I was like, oh, okay, it is a luxury apparel brand, and like they make shoes and things like that. And I know I was like looking at their shoes recently. And so that was the little mix up between Naked Wolf and Pampered Wolf. So I'm so sorry that I got that mixed up and I keep saying the Naked Wolf. Her handle is the Pampered Wolf. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled viewing. I love her content. I love her accent, which is funny because to her, I am probably the one with the accent, but whatever. So yeah, I will try and put a link in the description box for you guys so that you can watch her take on it as well. But I was so wowed by her results, and I've seen some other content creators' videos, their reviews on this product as well. And it's been really impressive. I'm not easily influenced, but this was like such a huge before and after difference that I was like, okay, I have to go check this out. So without further ado, it is the Estée Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer, and it is supposed to be a 24-hour wear, which whatever, 24, who needs 24-hour wear? Anyway, let's try it on together and let's discuss. So let me get my phone and I am just gonna pull up some information. So I'm gonna pull up a picture for you guys with swatches from the website. And I feel like the swatches are really helpful. However, I do wanna add that typically, I'm really pale. I don't know how well that is translating onto the camera for you guys, but I am typically like one of the lightest shades. If not the lightest, then usually the second to lightest. And so I was assuming I was gonna be shade 0.5. I am more warm, but for concealer, I'll do what I have to do for it to match. So if I have to go like neutral, I will. And also I do typically wear color corrector under my eyes because as you could tell, they are pretty dark. I have like foundation on, but I didn't put any under my eyes. I left that blank. And I'm just trying to wipe away any excess at all so that you could get a really good idea the coloring under my eyes. And so back to the colors, I really thought I was gonna be 0.5N and I ended up with 1W. So all of that to say, try it on if you can. If it is possible for you to go into a store and try it on, please do. I don't want you to waste your money and get the wrong color just by ordering it online and, you know, just kind of assuming or thinking you know what color to get, because I was very like, what? How am I this dark of a color? But, you know, because that never happens. But it is what it is, and it's a great range of colors. It goes from very pale, like I said, I am pale and usually the palest of the line, and it goes even paler than me, and it goes to a beautiful deep shade as well. There's so many different in-between shades, so I'm really impressed with their line right here. Let me pull up some more information. There are a lot of claims with this concealer, and it's kind of like, are they over promising? Let's get into it. So it is a multi-use concealer. It says it has 24-hour wear, 24-hour oil control, immediate moisture, which is almost like conflicting information for me because I'm like, if it's oil controlling, how is it also like giving you moisture? Those two usually don't go hand in hand. It says it gives a soft focus matte finish, conceals contours and highlights. Now, I think it's important to add, it does not conceal, contour, and highlight with one shade. You would have to buy multiple different shades to achieve those type of results. I do wish it would say that on the website, because I wouldn't be shocked if people were like, this does not contour, you know? You would need different shades, obviously. And let's look at some more of their claims. So let's see, it says it is non-caking, 24-hour non-streaking, 24-hour non-pouring, 24-hour settle and crease resistant, water resistant, sweat transfer humidity resistant, blurs imperfections for a soft focus, matte finish, high performance, featherweight formula, melts into the skin. It's supposed to be a new type of a technology where it's very flexible and moves with the skin. 3D sculpting wand. I mean, so much. There's so many things, so many claims of this formula. And I've been using it for about a week-ish now, and I like it. I do. I really like it. It's very different from what I typically go for. I'm not gonna lie, I usually do shy away from Estee Lauder like base products. They just usually, in my mind, I associate Estee Lauder base products with being incredibly heavy, cakey looking, especially when you think of their like double wear franchise and things like that. This does not mean like that I haven't seen some beautiful wears of those formulas. I have, but I just usually associate Estee Lauder with being a little heavy and cakey. But the Naked Wolf, she really influenced me with this, okay? And I'm always looking for a new formula for concealer, maybe something where I don't have to have a two-step process of color correcting and then concealing. And I think I found it. So I am going to run you through, she did it and how, from what I learned of how her application is, of how I am applying it as well. So I know a lot of people, when they get a concealer, they just go right in and just start, you know, applying it on the face. That's not always an issue. That's not always bad to do. But with this product, very little goes a long way, okay? So I would definitely not recommend doing that. I would not suggest applying this right on under the eyes. If you want to apply it on the face, like down your nose, around your nostrils, your cheeks, whatever, to go straight in and do that, I think that's completely fine, and I think you'll have great results. But the under eye area is so delicate, the skin is so thin, we all have creases and things like that right under this area. And because of that, you really want to be precise with your application. And so I am going to put some of this on the back of my hand. I always do this, whether it's for my foundation, my concealer, anything like that. I do it because your body heat will warm up the product and it just helps it glide on that much smoother. So I'm just putting some on the back of my hand right now. And this does dry up pretty quick on the back of your hand and on your face. It is very self-setting, and I am going in with my Nikki LaRose brush, the N16 brush, and I'll show that to you right there. I love this because it has these bristles on the end that just blend out like a dream. So I'm taking that N16 into the product and I'm really working it in there. I want to do a close-up, kind of uncomfortable close-up probably for both of us. And so that way you could see my dark circles. And as I said, I just applied foundation and then I just wiped some off. So that's why I'm looking a little streaky there. I'll just like tap that out a little bit. So I'm just gonna do one side first so that you could see a difference, almost like a before and after kind of a difference, okay? And I'm going to apply it right where my darkness is. So right here, where that discoloration is, where I'm more blue, and then right in here. And you really want to just work in the thinnest layers with this. I always make sure I don't go up to my lash line with my concealer. I do have a concealer tutorial, And if you haven't seen it, I'll just tell you really quickly why. I do this for a couple of reasons. When you bring your concealer all the way up, one, like first of all, it will crease. It is more likely to crease because we all have like a little fold under here. And also it's kind of an illusion, but when you lighten under the eye all the way to the lash line, all the way up to here, I've noticed that even if you have large eyes, it makes your eyes look a little smaller. And so if you don't have naturally large eyes, if you have average sized eyes or smaller than average sized eyes, it's going to close it up. It's going to make it look a little smaller. So I definitely recommend always like kind of leaving some space there. So right where your under eye folds right here, I like to just leave it right there and not go above it. So that is just a recommendation as a makeup artist. That is what I suggest. So I'm gonna apply a little more to the back of my hand. The one thing I'm not crazy about with this product is the wand. That's because they made it so that you're not able to get a lot of product at once because of how intense it is. And so you can't really apply a lot at one time to the back of your hand. That's my only gripe really with this formula. Otherwise, it is a delight. So I'm gonna go back in and apply right where I need it in here. I'm gonna apply a little under here and clean up my eyeshadow a bit. And so considering that I already did my foundation first and I'm doing my concealer last, and this concealer is definitely a lot more coverage than the foundation, I'm going to just kind of drag down the concealer a little bit to kind of help it like meld and mix together so there's not like a line of demarcation. I'm just bringing it down a bit, and then I'm gonna go in with a dampened beauty blender and just kind of tap that. Okay, so that is it on just this side. I have natural lighting and artificial lighting going on. I've got a big mix going on over here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll do a close-up right now of this with it on and with it off. And I'll do that with all the lights on, and then I will go back in and show you guys with just natural lighting. I'll shut the artificial lighting off, and then you could really see the difference. Normally, I need a color corrector, okay? And then I have to go back in and do my concealer, but this is just one product, and I am amazed by it. So let me get really close up in there for you. And so that is with it, and that's without. And you could definitely like see a difference 100%. And then I would say if you tend to crease like I do, I have fine lines, I'm getting old, I'm getting up there, you could go in and kind of tap with your finger a bit where those crease lines are, because I feel like this product is pretty self-setting. You don't have to go in with a powder and set it. You can, but you don't have to. And I love that you have that option because you don't typically have that option with most concealers. And so I'm just kind of tapping that out where it would crease, and it looks so good. So I'm gonna shut the lights off now, and then that way you could get a good idea of other lighting, how it looks before and after. Okay, so this is with the artificial lighting off and just natural lighting, and I think you could see it even better right now. So this is with the concealer, wow, and this is without. So you could absolutely see a difference. This, like I said, no color corrector. This is no color corrector. This is just this. That is it. I have saved myself time. I didn't have to use two different products. This is just one. That is it. I am blown away. And so that is with and that is without. So we'll do a close-up. That's with and without. What a difference. I am just shooketh, you guys. I am shooketh. Like, this is so good. Yeah, I am so happy I saw this. I'm so happy I saw her review of it. Influenced immediately. And look, I'm not trying to influence anyone here, but I was just super excited about it. very enthusiastic, a little overzealous. There's so many feelings I was feeling for this concealer, and I just had to share it with you guys. So I will finish up my other eye. I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup, and I will come back and show you what it all looks like together. Okay, so I am back. I finished the rest of my face, so I have everything on now. And yeah, I hope you guys could tell how much I am really enjoying this. It is so great. I never thought that I would like an Estee Lauder double wear type of a product this much. And here I am. I love it. I am still just so blown away that this is how it looks without a color corrector. I did want to add two things as I was like finishing up my makeup. I was like, oh shit, I should have said this too. If you do typically use a color corrector, I would recommend maybe going up a shade or like half a shade, you know what I mean? Definitely try it in store if you can, you know? But I only say that because usually color corrector also helps adjust the shade for you, because typically if you have something to correct under your eyes, it's usually darker than the rest of your skin tone. And so you want to typically like cover that up. And it's usually with a slightly darker tone. It's usually like a slightly darker, more pink tone or more peach, something like that. And then you usually go in and layer your natural color on top of that. So since you are not using a color corrector with this, you're using just this on its own, I would try like going up a little bit, just so that like if you are as pale as me or similar, if you were to get it exactly this shade and apply it, then it might not work the way you want it to work if you typically use color corrector. If not, then match it exactly to the rest of your skin. You know what I mean? And then the second thing that I forgot to say, but is so important, is always do a good skin prep, okay? But with this, I mean really do a good skin prep, okay? Like, don't half-ass it. Really have a good skin prep going on, especially if you are dry under your eyes, or if you have more mature skin, if you have more fine lines and things like that. Really prep the skin well, really moisturize it, put some serums on there. Don't forget to put your sunscreen on, and just really make sure you're doing that. That is so important for me to like emphasize, you know? I can't say it enough, and I will try not to say it too much more than I already have. Very important though. So yeah, I will get close up so that you could see what it looks like. But I really like it a lot, and you don't have to set it if you don't want to. It is very self-setting. It dries very quickly. So yeah, if you're not into powders, like I'm not huge into powders, especially under my eye area, you got to try this out. It's amazing. So check it out. I feel like the price point isn't too high. You know, it is luxury, but you know, it's not a drugstore price, but you really get what you're paying for with this. I mean, this is well worth paying, you know, what it is for one product than it is for what I would typically pay for the price of a color corrector and the concealer. So this is very high coverage. If I wanted to, I could absolutely skip out on foundation and just apply this under my eyes, around my nose. Like those are my problem areas. But yeah, I think you could absolutely get away with that, and that's all you would need. So beautiful, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's other things that you would like to see me review, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to know what you would want to see more of, okay? All right, guys, I will see you next time. Take it easy.